Love, light, greetings, gratitude, blessings, beautiful, bountiful Ascension Star family. My divinity to yours. Welcome if you're new. Welcome back if you're returning. Thank you for all your love, your light, your support, your hearted comments, your appreciation, participation, our collective uniting light. So much shifts are taking place rapidly, yet we do not see the results just yet. It's always in the spring clean that things get out of control, very untidy, exhausting, before we can appreciate the efforts of that hard work. And it's very much the same when we are working with energy. And sometimes it's more difficult when we work with energy because not all of us are able to understand it and perceive it or receive it the way we'd like to in a 3D level. And that's what we are being compelled at this time to shift out of 3D. Instead of seeing to believe, we need to feel to believe. And that's what energy is about. And often people read black and white, see black and white, and believe that to be true. And if they don't, then they don't believe it at all. But when we work with energy, truth lies in the vibration and frequency of energy. And it will take a long time for a person or individuals to understand it the longer they sit in the company of 3D frequency. So, I wish to share that all 12 zodiac sign readings are up, and of course, you are welcome to listen to more than one, being your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or of course, wherever you have multiple placements in your chart. A lot of work has gone into that, guided by Spirit. 11 different decks were used, and of course, each of the decks have a purpose in the reading. It is not random. So, I wish you the best throughout August, and of course, every day thereafter. We are in the Mercury retrograde, officially began on the 4th and will continue until the 27th, and then from the 28th we'll go back into its shadow period for post 2 weeks. I have put up some information on the community page. I do urge you to view the page regularly. I am putting up information often, and of course I've been a little under the weather in terms of exhaustion and fatigue because of getting a lot out and being involved in the diamond light clearing for the planet, for the Earth, for France, and of course whatever's going on with the Olympics, and for all that are participating. My humblest, deepest, and incredibly compassionate gratitude to you for helping us become the leaders of change instead of sitting there and wanting it. We must put the effort in so that we can share it equally and, of course, increase the light quotient for a speedy ascension. Also, I wish to share that Spirit has come in to say that the importance of the messages that I am putting out speaks for itself. It is difficult for many to understand it and believe it, to connect with it. A lot of people, a lot of family members that are here understand where I go with the messages, what the intention is, but there are individuals that are coming in new that just browse and leave. The time will come when they will find domicile within the portal that we have created. The need and the time will come, but those that are here, and again I thank you, Divine Spirit thanks you, more than you could ever imagine, the blessings you will receive and are receiving for the work that you are doing. Most importantly is your protection. It is pointless in our lives to acquire all the wealth, the stature, the privileges when we are naked to dark energy that uses our bodies, our vessels as hosts for their parasitic feast, their assault on us, our families, very quietly infiltrating our lives and steering us in the opposite of light. So I want you to pay attention in investing in your energy, in raising your awareness, your protection, your vibration for yourself and your family to become more energetically resonant with the vibration, to become balanced and aligned. And of course, you can only do that by being responsible for raising your vibration, your consciousness. And I have given you tools on my various playlists in how to work with your energy. Spirit has also said that it is you, like me, the boots on the ground crew, the instruments for change, the leaders of and for change, that need to push out these messages. I did not know that to like a video, and I've never asked you to like my videos if you clearly do not like them, but I believe now that I've learned that YouTube will only push out content that is liked, because you can have all the views, and if your content is not liked, then it sits in a certain bandwidth of expression and availability to the public. And the work that I am doing is incredibly important. So if any contribution, I now ask you, please, if you are pleased with the information, if you are considerate of the fact that we want the information to get out there to help the greater shift of consciousness for people and planet, then please do like the videos. Every like picks up the vibration for YouTube to push it to the next level, so more people have access to it. It's not just about a limited number of people that are viewing it. It's about the fact that it doesn't move further than what it is sitting in frequency of, right? The content, spiritual content, is by the most difficult to reach the masses because of dark energy prohibiting it. And by liking videos, sharing videos, and working with the vibration and setting the intention that divine work is spread far and wide, we will accomplish our goals. And I'm not just talking about my channel, I'm talking about other channels that are doing love light work. Right? It's important that we participate. If I visit a channel, the first thing I do, even before I listen to the content, is that I like the video. And I do that not because I'm creating videos. Long before that, when I did visit, well, I'm very careful about what I visit, but when I do, I like the video because I know the work that goes into that, the time that goes into it, the effort people put into that video, the passion behind it. So again, you've got to be cognizant about what you're watching, and if it serves a greater good, then you should be an active participant in helping the shift in consciousness and pushing out the content with me and of course with others of light and like-mindedness. And for that I am deeply gratified. And of course it's not easy for me to bring this to you because I do not ask a favor. I am now expressing the great concern that Spirit is bringing. I am told that the people on your channel, your family that you hold so dear, needs to step up and amp up as much as the collective vibration of the world needs to do exactly the same. So if we help each other along the way, we help the collective consciousness. Remember, it's not about you liking me, and it's not about me liking you. or you liking anything I do. It is about understanding my heart and intention that is working with the Divine Spirit. And together we are on a divine mission. And that's the importance. That is how you move out of 3D consciousness, by believing there is something bigger and better out there. And how can I be an active participant in that? How can I be one of the leaders of and for change? How can these positive actions and reactions from myself as an individual impact the greater and the larger? And that is how I have viewed life. Do not feel I don't care, it's not my business, I'm not interested, it's their problem. No, it's not. I have lived my life through poverty, through hardship, through pain and suffering, and going without. And that is why I have always believed that to help another will be helping yourself in little increments, and that's important. So I do thank you well in advance for being a light warrior alongside the Divine Spirit, and together as the army of the ground crew, as a collective, we are supporting a higher and divine contract. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is the 6th of 8, 2024, 68822, double master vibration number. Incredibly powerful day. Of course, if I reduce that, it becomes a 4, and that connects with the heart chakra. Unconditionally loving, becoming your master self in your cosmic heart space, sharing and giving freely, kindly, openly, expressively, spiritedly, unconditionally, consciously, unitedly. And that is what the world is about. I also wish to share the importance of the portals that we have created on the planet, the water blessing video that I've just put up. It is imperative that you participate in that for your greater good and the greater good of the planet. And I feel that's why I sound a little bit fluey. It's because at the same time I am cleansing my body from holding this vibration, and it has taken its toll on me lately. So Spirit is calming me down, relaxing me, and of course giving me a flush at the same time. So it will be very good for you to also undergo the cleansing of your water body and rinsing clean so that you can sparkle when the retrograde is over, and of course feel the brand new you. We've also just had the new moon on the 4th when Mercury went retrograde, and of course all of this does impact all cosmic events, celestial events impact, and we are very near approaching the 8-8 Stargate portal of the Lion's Gate, and that will be incredibly powerful. So I do encourage you to protect yourselves and of course to raise your vibration, so when this energy hits, which it has begun, the portals are opening usually 24 to 48 hours before the actual influx of energy. The portal begins to open so that we can raise our vibration and begin aligning with the power of these beautiful ascension vibrations that creates divine upgrade. I will do a little talk and a reading on that soon. So coming back to our reading today, a day or two ago I saw headlines about riots in the UK, and I just discounted it. I was not looking for headlines, I was looking specifically for other information, and of course this seemed to come into my stream, and I discounted it as being something political, and I thought I really don't have the energy for this right now, or to even read it, and I thought let's just swipe it away. And then in my comments, I read, of course, the rights has something to do with the 3 girls that were killed in that Southport dance studio mass stabbing, the rampage that went, that I did do a reading on as well. So it is related to that, and I thought, okay, let's read into this, let's see what's going on. So the riots had broken out, of course, after people took to the streets in a vigil for the senseless stabbing of the little girls and, of course, the teacher. I think there were 2 adults. I'm not sure who the other adult was, but one was the teacher, and it claimed the lives of 3 little innocent girls aged 6, 7, 9. And of course, we've got 10 others that are critically injured and hospitalized, of which 8 are girls and 2 being the adults. And this, of course, led to an outbreak of protest and rioting and a whole lot of physical conflict out on the streets. And I believe some misinformation about the attacker, who apparently is a 17-year-old. The misinformation was that he was a Muslim, right? And that then outraged further attacks on a mosque and the Muslims in many places in the UK. I believe Liverpool, Belfast, I heard Sunderland, I'm not sure exactly where else. And that then led or snowballed into the unsafety of Muslims, leading to a whole lot of problems. And I believe there are 2 hotels that are under attack as well. It was the Holiday Inn Express, where they were targeting refugees and asylum seekers. So a lot is going on from the stir of this incident with the girls. And yeah, mainstream, I'm not sure how that information got out, whether it was through mainstream, that this 17-year-old was a Muslim, but I believe that's been now cleared, and he was revealed as a citizen of the country, and his name is AXEL Ruda Cabana. All right, I'm not brilliant at pronunciation, especially foreign names, so of course do forgive me for that. But what I found interesting in his name is it's the first 3 letters is AXEL. And I thought, maybe it's not spelled correctly. And I went and looked up a few more, and I see, yes, it is AXEL. So interesting, the first 3 letters is symbolic of the actual tool that is used for chopping wood, a woodcutter's axe. And it's very much a tool that is used to cut, to strike, to chop, and used with force and aggression to get through the density of the wood, and it's got to be sharp. So clearly there's aggression and a bit of violence and a whole lot of force to bring about the destruction of cutting or chopping or dismembering a piece of wood. So it's very symbolic that he was somebody that was doing a very similar act, carrying that vibration in his name of not chopping but stabbing, violently acting, aggressive, and of course unemotional, careless energy. And this was very worrying. So it seems to me very strategic. And the AXE is very symbolic of a number 3, which 3 individuals were axed, 3 little girls were axed, right? So I want to read Spirit, Divine Spirit, Mother, Father, Sovereign, Supreme, welcome. I invite your energy, essence, and presence to grace us with your love light. In your warm embrace as we meet to greet in your divine seat, bring us clarity and transparency in this transmission to help us understand a little bit more about this 17-year-old individual that was, I believe, chosen, selected, recruited to go out and perform this attack on an innocent classroom of young girls that are so excited about their little dance moves, and that was an incredible blooded time for them, their families, the community, the country, and of course people around the world that it has a negative effect on, and a lot of suffering. All right, so we have the 10 of Swords. 10 more individuals were under the knife. Right, 8 of them were young girls. Now what's interesting here is he's the loner, unsuspecting, walking in the area on the street as normal, you know, innocent, simple, humble. Knight of Swords, look at that. And he went on a rampant, right, to strike, to slash, to slay, and has now brought the community into a standstill of shock. This is the sacrifice, a great sacrifice. The action taken. Right, so the Two of Wands are showing me very clearly that there's two things involved here. The actual slaying, the intention behind the classroom of little girls, where we have the slaying, we have injury, that is one part of the two. The other part of the two was to create the unrest. And this is very well planned. Right? This was timed extremely well. And what I do see here is a castle that's far away from wherever this is happening. Right? It has happened at a very appropriate time, where necessary people will not be in the area. They will be away from the scene. That's what I'm feeling here. Let's do one more. Another 8, right? In the vibration of an 8 year, the hard work that was put in, right? The diligence that was given to this activity. Eight more girls. So that vibration is important for them. I want to know, Spirit, is this individual a real human being? You have given some indication to me. Is this individual the 17-year-old that went slaying and slashing? Show us his vibration. We have a King of Cups, King of Coins in reverse. Look at all the water energy. King of Cups and Knight of Cups. This was contrived and created by a powerhouse that is sitting in water energy, and this is not coincidence. We've already had this come up before, to create this demonic act, to recruit this person to do the job. Now, with the King of Coins, earth energy. Coins is an earth energy. He's not of the earth. He is not of the earth, meaning not of human embodiment. Right, so this is underlying information, so we shall leave it at the foundation. Show us more. Five of Swords. One man chosen to go out there and start a war. That's literally what's happened. This is a little civil war. All of this is a mini war going on. Wars do not have to be incredibly massive. Country to country, you've got little wars going on, conflict, fight. This is what it is. And I have seen some images, and I believe a vehicle was burning, or was it tires burning? It's just horrendous. Sourcing out his victims, right? Finding his victims. And now he is going to go into hiding. You're not going to hear much about him. You're not going to see much either, right? Because remember, he's made up. So he's protected. It's part of a ritual. It's part of the sacrifice. Deception. There's deception surrounding him. He's not who he is. So whatever's being fed, allegedly, through spirit and the cards, the message is here. He's not who he really is. He's made up. He's created for the purpose, for the job. Eight of Coins, but that's not for me. We've already had the Eight of Coins, Spirit says. Queen of Coins. Divine Feminine Energy. Divine Feminine Energy. This is also Catherine's energy, but I'm not feeling her just yet. So I will say at this point, it is Divine Feminine Energy. Yes, it is. Leaning onto, okay, she's coming in. Because for her, the children are important. And she's saying, or Spirit is leaning her energy to say, yes, it is part of the slaying of the Divine Feminine. This is all to do with the activity that's going on at the moment in the country. Everything has to do with this particular country at the moment. I did see a 6 earlier. I can't remember what it was. I just saw the SRX. We have a 6 again. So this now is reducing the vibration of the population, taking away, you see, sympathy, compassion, and of course a lot of condolences will flow in for what's happening. But at the same time, the population will be siphoned because everyone is in shock and upset and angry and paying attention. So it's part of the siphoning of energy. It is also, I'm being told, a distraction for what's going on at the Olympics. It's to divert the population's energy to focus on something else and not the snowball of energy that the Olympics has created. But there's another diversion, she says. It's the holiday at Balmoral, where the people, the main people that should be in the country to participate in something positive about what's happening, on holiday. So that's why I saw that card, Two of Wands, showing relaxation, watching from a distance, away from the madding crowd. King of Wands. See, it is an ambition. There is a higher dark force that is controlling this narrative. There's a lot of pages, a lot of 4s and a lot of 5s that are showing up. Innocent children, unsuspecting action and activity, the pain of divine feminine, ruining divine feminine energy. This is all part of the act. It doesn't matter if you're a little girl, but you're part of the divine feminine. And little girls are more pure. They're untouched. They're innocent, unsuspecting, right? They're wholesome. They're nurtured. They're nourished. They're healthy. So they've got the vibration that these dark entities need. The Hangman. See? We keep getting pages coming up. This was all part of the messaging and the planning, right? Putting this ugliness together. The great sacrifice that was planned. The Hangman is very symbolic of a sacrifice that you make. It's like being in jail in negative context and waiting and biding your time there until you get your head around it, or something shifts in which for you to get your light bulb switched on. So it's like being in your own prison, the consciousness of your prison, yourself that's imprisoning you. See, there's 6 again. This is ugly. This is all part of the movement. It's their satanic movement, their ritualistic movement, right? They're creating these darknesses, the pockets of energy, and that's what they're doing. They're taking little at a time, but in a big way. This particular incident was, you would never imagine it would happen at a dance school. You've got the Olympics going. You've got people that are focused on this event. You've got other daily activities that are going on. And then suddenly you've got the this horrible act that has claimed innocent lives and sent off a rocket of emotions and heartbreak and sadness to everyone. And that's what they're doing. They're raising the bar. They're raising the flag. And they want to sail these bloody waters. Right, initially my question was to shed light on Mr. AXEL. Show us AXEL, please. And how do we like that? The axe. Spirit says, here he is. A reptilian energy created. What a dark energy created. through a dark piece of work, piece of art for them. Very detailed, programmed to send the city into this darkness. And not just one, but many. Ten of Wands, another 10. The 10 more that are suffering and are trying to recover and climb out of their problem. But he created this vibration. Tell us more. Ace of Swords. Truth, breakthroughs of truth. Using a sharp object. Justice. Show us who's behind this. I know you said water. There's a lot of water surrounding it. Can you tell us a little bit more? Judgment. Judgment. Justice. Tower. Judgment. Page of Swords. You see, he was recruited. He was brought in. He was chosen to do this act. Clearly, we know that. He was recruited from the dark waters. Nine of Swords. He was programmed to watch, to know exactly when to strike. It was calculated. It was very calculated. I think I'm trying to see. Yes, the vibration was an 8 that day. The collective vibration. That incident took place on the 29th. And it was an 8. That's why we were seeing the 8 of coins twice. The hard work that paid off for the dark on that day. So, he is not of human DNA. Please confirm. He's not of human DNA. The moon, no. He's not. He's a dark force. He's a dark force embodying an impression of a human being. So clearly there won't be any justice for this, isn't so? Not like we would like it to be. Well, Spirit says, no, you can't get justice on a reptilian. Where do they stand? What do they do? They were created. They were programmed to conduct themselves in that particular way, to act. So it is the dark system, right? The ones that are hiding. The ones that are hiding, that are creating this vibration. I've got the Hierophant and the Ace of Coins, right? They are big systems and networks paying big money for this nonsense, that want this type of activity and diversion. All right, I want to close off this energy now, Spirit. King of Swords, right? This is military, police. They just follow instructions by the system. So we've determined that this energy of the 17-year-old, allegedly, through divine spirit, and the cards is not of human DNA. He was created, programmed, instructed to go out there and do one job and to get it done. It was very calculated by the powers that be to create distractions and diversions of what is currently taking place. It is very much part of bringing down the divine feminine energy, creating sadness and pain, and of course diversions from the Olympic Games at this time, and an attack through blaming another culture, so that you could have these little fires burning everywhere and the population concentrating there, while we have the crowned energy of the country on holiday. That's quite interesting. All right, I saw 4141, that becomes 55. And we do have our fives on the table. We've got our 5 of Swords, and we've got our 5 of Wands. That's all the fight going on. Beautiful hearts, if there's a reading that you want me to do that would help the collective, bring some clarity and understanding. Of course, I am not going into politics. I prefer not to. I would rather keep it very general if we can. If it is related to the royal family, then of course you can send me your questions, and I will read according to what spirit permits. Right, remember, I am not to know everything, and neither are you, and I can only give you what is necessary. So with that, I love you, I bless you, I thank you. Till next.